Hey everyone, I wanted to do a chat video today telling you guys the story of how I got started in the Reborn hobby, how I found it and how I got started, and also talking a little bit about some comments that I have been receiving for a few years now on my channel. And I know that you guys can hear the AC in the background. Hopefully it's not too distracting. It is too warm today for me to shut it off. I tried to shut it off and do this video. I just couldn't do it. It's just too warm. I have been wanting to film more chat videos for you guys because I have a huge list of chat videos to film, but all this week I've been sick with a really bad sore swollen throat, so I couldn't really talk, which is why the last video I uploaded was one in which I did not talk. This video was also requested by quite a few people now, because I have talked a little bit here and there on my channel about when I got started in the hobby, but I've never done a whole video talking about it. So I found Reborns in December of 2014. I just so happened to stumble upon a Reborn video when I was watching real baby videos on YouTube. And at first I thought it was really odd. I thought it was really strange. And I thought that only children played with these dolls. And I just was so curious that I started watching other Reborn videos. Then I decided that I wanted one because I realized that adults had them too, and that they were very therapeutic for some people, which is one reason why I wanted one. I thought that it would be very therapeutic to hold a baby, and you know, that's not really a baby, without having the responsibility of having a real child, because at the time I was 17 years old. To me, reborns and real babies cannot be compared really, because they are completely two different things, which is a whole nother chat topic I'll have to do another time. So I decided though that I really wanted one. I just wanted to see what it was like, and I really wanted to see how real they looked in person. At the time I didn't know too much about the actual art form or the actual like hobby. I just looked up Reborn dolls on eBay and I kind of looked through them. I did not have the money to purchase a Reborn. At the time I didn't even know the difference between factory made dolls and Reborns really. So I didn't get one until February of 2015. How I got that doll was I literally had one item of value. When I was a child, my family was what you would consider very poor, and I won't get too much into that, but I never had any toys of big value. I never had really nice new clothes. I didn't really know what it was like to get to have everything else all the other kids had. I didn't really have anything of value. If I did have something of value, it didn't last long because my parents would take it away from me and sell it to pay bills most of the time, or buy food. And that's just the way that things were. Now that you guys kind of get an idea of like that, I understand what it's like to not be able to afford like luxury items like these dolls are, to not be able to afford really nice things. So when I was 17 and I found these dolls, I was on my own at that point and I was paying my own bills and everything. I only owned one thing of value, and that was a handheld game system that someone had purchased for me for Christmas. I'm not really into video games too much. I mean, I like video games every once in a while, but I'm just really not into video games too much. So when I saw these dolls, I thought, hey, I could sell that and maybe get one of these dolls. So that's what I did, and I purchased one on eBay. I didn't take too much time even looking for a Reborn. I found one and I was like, oh, she's so cute. She was the Gemma Sculpt by Donna Rupert. I do not know who reborned her. She was not the best quality doll. Now that I know more about the hobby, I know that she had like no varnish on her whatsoever. But of course, that being my first reborn, I didn't care and I did not know. She came in the mail. I was so excited. And I wanted to take her everywhere with me. But I didn't have any money left over after buying her that I could buy items for her. I think I had like $10 that I could spend, and even that was pushing it a little bit, because I remember thinking, can I spend this $10 this week, or do I need to spend this $10 on food? Those are my thoughts, you guys. I'm not even kidding. But I had $10 and I was like, okay, you know what? I can spend this. So I went to my local thrift store in town and I found a baby car seat for $5. It was faded and it was old, but I did not care. A baby car seat for $5. You can't find that anywhere. So I got that, and then they also had bins full of baby clothes, and you could fill up a whole grocery bag for $4. It didn't matter how much baby clothing you put in the bag, as long as it fit, you could have it for $4. So I bought that, and then I had $1 left, and I believe that I found a blanket for her there at the thrift store as well. So there went my $10, and I got so much stuff. Even the clothes, most of them were worn out. They were, you know, had a lot of wash wear and things, but I did not care. I was so excited. Everything was just so new and exciting for me when I started in the hobby. So that's all that I had for her for a little while. And I was so happy. So I just want you guys to know that no matter where you start in the hobby, even if you just start out with Ashton Drake dolls, or Behringer dolls, or other factory made dolls, or if you start out with what would be considered lower quality reborn, that is perfectly fine. You can enjoy your dolls just as much as anybody else enjoys theirs. So how I kind of worked my way up in the reborn hobby, I think about a year into collecting, I had a collection of about 10 dolls. That is the biggest my collection has ever been. And they were all reborns, but they were all on the lower quality end of reborns, or the less expensive reborns. So then I decided that that amount of dolls was too overwhelming for me, and I didn't even have the space for them. I also wanted to buy more things to like make a little nursery for the dolls. I sold most of them, and I purchased just a couple of a little bit higher quality dolls. Not like super high quality. I would say probably in the medium-ish for reborns quality. And I just had so much fun with them. And slowly over my 5 years of collecting, I have kind of worked my way up in collecting dolls of higher quality. But I will say that a lot of dolls that I've had, the ones that I love the most and like enjoy the most, aren't usually the higher quality ones, or like the highest quality. Like Bennett, you guys know I've had him for, it'll be 3 years in August. And he has always been one of my favorites. He's so cuddly. I just love his expression. I got him for really cheap, and I have had a little bit of work done on him recently, but he's still not perfect. He's still not even close to a super high quality doll, at least in my opinion. But he's beautiful, and I love him so much, and he'll always be one of my favorites, I think. So over time, I've also had to sell dolls to pay bills because that's adult life, and I can't afford to just go and buy whatever doll I want or whatever I want for my dolls. A lot of times, even now, I love thrift shopping and clearance shopping and deal hunting for the dolls. I love shopping, you guys know that. But I like shopping secondhand mostly for my dolls. And even for the dolls themselves, I mostly shop on the secondhand market because you can usually get better deals that way. Not always, but I would say the majority of my dolls that I've ever owned, I have purchased on the secondhand market. A lot of people comment on my videos all the time that I am rich and I'm spoiled and that I should just give them my dolls because they can't afford to buy one for themselves. So now you guys know where I came from and that I can't afford to just purchase everything I see and everything I want for my dolls. I think that a lot of people assume that I own a huge doll collection because of how many dolls I have had on my channel and how many videos I have with different dolls, but it's definitely not the case. Currently, I actually only have 3 dolls in my collection. So, I mean, I've had to sell dolls in the past to pay bills because that's just part of adult life sometimes. And I have had to sell dolls if I want a new doll. I usually can't just go and buy a new doll. Usually I have to sell dolls to get a new doll. So I had to learn about what type of dolls I liked, what sculpts I liked, what size, what style of painting and everything that I liked by purchasing dolls online and getting them, and if I didn't like them, then, you know, they'll go on to someone else's collection and I'll bring a different doll into my collection. I think that a lot of where the comments come from, like saying that I'm spoiled, is that my voice sounds very young on camera. I'm not really sure why, but it usually does. It sounds like I'm a younger teenager, which I'm not. I'm in my 20s and I'm married. I am an adult. So I think where the spoiled assumption comes in is that people think that I'm a teenager or I'm a child and that my parents are purchasing these dolls for me, which isn't true. These dolls are pieces of artwork that I have purchased with my own money. Anyway, I think that that's it for my story of how I got started in the Reborn hobby, and I really hope that this video encourages others who feel like they can't afford to have the best in the Reborn hobby, that you can still enjoy your dolls just as much and you can work your way up in the hobby. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We are actually planning on filming an outing video later with one of the dolls. I don't know exactly where we're going yet. I can't say for sure that we're going to film an outing video today, but I hope that we do because I've really been wanting to take one of the dolls out lately. Okay, enough rambling. Thanks for watching, everyone.